Hello everybody. I just want to do a video here for some who know about this and others may not. But this is called the Sherman Silver Purchase Act. And this happened in the late 1800s that literally almost collapsed the United States. And this is what ended up happening before I get into greater detail of what it's about. That this act forced the government to buy up to 4.5 million ounces of silver every single month for gold certificates. And what ended up happening, that people were cashing in the paper currency for the actual real gold. And it literally almost took all the gold out of the existence in the United States. And a lot of the miners were doing this, and investors. So they were giving them the cheap metal and actually keeping the real metal of the highest value. So let's get on here and see exactly what really happened here. And you tell me where it sounds like on here that silver was ever rare. I don't see Mike Maloney and Sprotts and David Morgan speaking about this. The Sherman Silver Purchase Act was the United States federal law enacted on July 14th, 1890. Let's see if I can zoom this in a little bit. There we go. The measure didn't authorize the free and unlimited coinage of silver that the free silver supporters wanted. However, it increased the amount of silver the government was required to purchase on a recurrent monthly basis to 4.5 million ounces a month in 1890. Wait, it gets more. It gets better. Unbelievable. The Sherman Silver Act had been passed in response to the growing complaints of farmers and miners' interests. Greeders, should I say. Farmers had immense debt. Well, I should say at least the miners. The farmers were struggling, as it says here. It couldn't be paid. Their debt couldn't be paid off due to deflation caused by overpopulation. Based something like we have now. The world is overpopulated. Maybe that's why we're in such deflation. Very few actual physical cash in circulation in the United States. But anyway, let's keep going on. And they urged the government to pass the Sherman Silver Purchase Act in order to boost the economy and cause inflation, allowing them to pay off their debts with cheaper dollars. Mining companies, meanwhile, had extracted vast quantities of silver. Doesn't sound rare to me yet. From the western mines. The result of oversupply drove down the price of their product. Oversupply. That still doesn't sound like a rare metal to me. What rare metal do we know in this world that there's an oversupply in this world? Name one. Okay. Often to below the point at which the silver could be profitable extracted. They hoped to enlist the government to increase the demand of silver. Okay, I'm going to pass this next paragraph. It's basically just talking about what John Sherman and Benjamin Harrison and a few others were disputing over to get the kinks taken out of their Sherman Act to pass it and get an agreement on it. Okay, you can look that up and want to read the whole thing, go right ahead, but I'm saving you some time here. Once the act was done, when everybody agreed this is what it was under. Under the act, the federal government purchased millions of ounces of silver with issued paper currency, gold certificates. It became the second largest buyer in the world after the British Crown in India, where the India rupee was backed by silver rather than gold. In addition to the 2 to 4 million that was required by the Brand-Allison Act, let me go back, 2 to 4 million already the United States was purchasing per month for their coinage. You can go look at it and it'll tell you that it was the United States was buying it for their coins. Okay, the U.S. government was now required to purchase an additional 4.5 million ounces. That's up to 8.5 million ounces or 6.5 million ounces every single month. How is that a rare metal? If back then they combined that many ounces of silver in the late 1800s, damn, people. People around here are still talking about silver's rare. Come on. Smell the coffee, man. Stop being brainwashed because you've been hearing it for so long on YouTube that you actually believe it. That's one thing I never believed in. Silver was rare. I was brainwashed thinking for other areas, but not rare. Please. Anyway, every single, they had to buy 4.5 an additional of silver bullion every month. Okay? The law required the Treasury to buy the silver with the special issue Treasury coin notes that could be redeemed for either silver or gold. That plan backfired. Kaboom! Because they didn't see the ambush coming from the miners. As people, mostly investors, redeemed the new coin notes for gold dollars, thus depleting the government's gold reserve after the Panic of 1893 broke. Grover Cleveland said, this ain't happening anymore. Oversaw the repeal of the act to prevent the depletion of the gold reserve that literally almost collapsed the United States. Okay? People mining the silver, getting the certificates where they can buy this, where they can get the silver or gold. Well, why the hell would they want the silver when they already got the silver out of the ground? So they took the most valuable metal and gave the government all the silver as they were taking the gold. It was almost like a trade that they forced the government. Give us the real metal. We want your yellow metal. And you can have this stuff that's everywhere in this earth. That's everywhere. We got massive amount of it. We'll pump. We'll make you get 20 million ounces a month if we possibly could. It's terrible. So nobody brings up this part of silver and how greed almost collapsed the United States. See, shit like this doesn't happen anymore. That's why they have a thing called the Federal Reserve. Not the best thing in the world, but they monitor shit like this and they keep people in check. There's no ambushes. Thinking, yeah, it was a great idea, yeah, and it backfired. Yeah, they didn't think people were going to cash in for the gold. They were ambushed for up to 8.5 million ounces every single month the government had to pay those miners for silver. So that shit is loaded on this planet of silver. Loaded. If they can flood the market. Where's that? Let me see. There's a word. Oh yeah, let me go to the Brand Ellison Act here real quick. I think they had it here somewhere. I read it before. Maybe not. Maybe not here. But you can read this. I'm not going to get too much involved in this right here. But it's basically was saying that silver was just so overloaded. It was like their way of stealing the government gold and stuff like that. They found ways. That's why the price of silver dramatically dipped from $1.16 an ounce and under 60 cents. Almost lost 50% of its value. Actually, practically almost did by the end of the same year after 116. Unbelievable. That's supposed to be real money, people. Real money. Losing half its value by the same year. That was real money. So stop talking about the fiat currency. Oh, it's garbage. It's backed by nothing. It means nothing, really. Gold and silver lost their value too as real currency. And here's a big one in silver. Almost lost half its value in 1 year time frame, and that was a real currency. Unbelievable. But people just don't see the truth. Just don't see the truth. There is no currency out there in this world ever in a human existence that never lost its value. Oh, but gold and silver can never go to zero value. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? It can go to a lowest point that it'll collapse the country too. So what's the difference? Gold and silver has already collapsed the country many, many times. Could this fiat be much worse? Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe we'll get away from it completely and go to all digital. To dodge a major collapse. But all I'm trying to say is, silver's not rare from what happens here throughout history, what actually been mined, what had been purchased. This just shows us all the manipulation lies that are just filth on YouTube that people are still believing because that's all they hear. I speak the truth, fellas. That's why I get more thumbs down and thumbs up, and it doesn't bother me. It makes me stronger, and my support is stronger than ever because I speak the truth. I let people know I'm not trashing gold and silver. I'm just bringing up the negative parts of silver, what nobody else talks about, and people are scratching their head. Oh, I hear nothing but all this stuff about gold and silver being so great, but how come my investment is down? It's not doing anything. I'm telling you why. That nobody else speaks about. Maybe they don't know about it, or they're just hiding it, like Mike Maloney and Chris Dwaynes and Sprats and Morgans and Shifts and you name them on that YouTube. They're just flooded and flooded. And they literally get people brainwashed to still believing, and I still get comments all the time. Silver's rare. It's going extinct. Please. They make 900 million ounces a month they're mining. Every year they mine more and more of it. It's not rare. It ain't going anywhere. There's plenty of silver above earth through coinage, jewelry, silverware, electronics. It's amazing how much silver. There's a lot more silver out there than people think. Really, really is. So I just wanted to bring this up to let you know how much the U.S. government had to buy per month that literally almost collapsed the country because all their gold was getting depleted, and then they had to keep buying up all this silver until somebody stepped up to the plate, said enough is enough. We got ambushed. This country's not going under because of freaking greedy miners. Alright? These miners got plenty of tricks up their sleeves in today's world. Plenty of tricks. They'll produce silver at $4, $2 an ounce. They'll survive. Called byproducts. Cheapest form way to mine silver. Just get it from other metals. Simple as that. Take it out of the other ores. You don't need to mine for silver ores itself. Tells you it's everywhere. But anyway, love, peace all. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And you can also do your own research on it and read up a lot more about it. I just wanted to get straight to the point on it. And hopefully you do and get more educated in the precious metals, as we all love to invest in. So become wide varied, become very diversified, should I say, in your knowledge in precious metals. Know both sides of the football, the positive and negative. When has it worked? When hasn't it worked? That's why they call it the devil's metal. Go look that one up. Silver is the devil's metal. It steals more wealth for a longer period of time than it does create wealth. That's why it's called the devil's metal. Most of the time throughout history, it sucks the wealth out of people, the peasants, the governments. and very few times throughout history it has created wealth. That's why it's called the devil's metal. If you don't have it at the right time, your wealth has been sucked out of you. Learn it, invest wisely, and enjoy your investment. Love yous all.